Come on. Hello, Mr. Kirimitsu. Mr. Kirimitsu. Mr. Kirimitsu, can you hear me? Mr. Kirimitsu, you need to unmute yourself and you need to click on the video symbol. It's on the bottom. Can you hear me, Mr. Kirimitsu? Mr. Kirimitsu, you need to move. Mr. Kirimitsu. That's great, Mr. Kirimitsu. Just hang on as we wait for the... Mr. Kirimitsu, you need to unmute yourself. Mr. Kirimitsu, you need to unmute yourself. Mr. Kirimitsu! I cannot hear you. You need to click on the microphone symbol on the bottom left of your screen. Do you see that microphone symbol? You need to move your cursor and left click on that so I can hear you. This is Carolyn Ryan.
Hey, what the fuck, man? These instructions are like some NASA shit, you know? How can anyone expect to understand what this is saying?
Mr. Tannenbaum.
Jesus H. Christ.
Mr. Tannenbaum, calm down.
I want to be a part of this, but you put this foreign language in front of me. I mean, come on, man. What the hell is
Hello? Can you hear me?
Mr. Tannenbaum, where are you calling me from?
What?
Where are you?
Testing, 1, 2.
Mr. Kirimitsu, I hear you. You're good.
Oh, you can hear me now. Oh, good.
Yeah, good. Just wait. Yes, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the halfway house. Where do you think I'm calling from?
No, what I mean is, what phone are you using from inside of the halfway house? I mean, are you using the pay phone in the front lobby area, or are you using the phone on the stand in the hallway? Just be
I'm
patient,
okay.
Mr. Kirimitsu, while I get everybody else set up. For now, you can mute yourself. No, don't mute yourself. Just don't do anything. You're fine, just wait.
I guess I'm calling from the hallway. I mean, it's not a payphone. I couldn't afford to make a phone call from a payphone. Do you know that it costs 50 cents these days to make a phone call? I mean, I don't know if anyone has been keeping track of this, but I've been in fucking prison. I ain't got no income.
Hey, are we going to start this meeting soon, or can I go to the restroom?
Okay, hang on, Mr. Tannenbaum. Yes, you can go to the restroom, Mr. Curry. Mr. Curry, your mask. Please wear your mask when leaving your room. Thank you, Mr. Curry. Now, Mr. Tannenbaum, I need you to calm down and listen to me. Oh, Mr. Stamp and Mr. Slunsky, just be patient. You're all good. I'm working to get Mr. Tannenbaum online.
Calm down.
Fucking easy for you to say. I'm supposed to be attending this meeting, and I'm told it's going to determine whether I get released or whether I get put back in with the zombie fucking masses, and I can't even fucking get past download. What the fuck is that?
Hey, Mr. Stamp, don't go anywhere. Mr. Tannenbaum.
He's a fucking idiot.
Must insist you. Mr. Slunsky,
I'll get him set up.
wear your mask.
You know, I really think someone should come down here and get me set up. I mean, I'm no fucking computer genius, you know?
You're absolutely right on that.
What?
Yes. Yes, Mr. Tannenbaum. Mr. Slunsky is heading your way to help you right now. So go to your room.
Go to my room? You mean like now?
Yes, Mr. Tannenbaum, right now.
But
Hey, can anything be done about this lighting? Somebody put some orange light bulbs in the lighting fixtures.
Mr. Curry, we're still trying to...
It ain't a hotel, dude.
I know it's not a hotel. I just want some regular lighting. Is that too much to ask?
Mr. Curry, we can handle that later.
Well, look, pal, if this lighting was in your room, you'd be saying the same thing I'm saying, okay?
Yeah, well, fill out a maintenance request form. I don't know.
Mr. Scamp, I suggest you go and change into your shirt.
Yeah, I'm wearing a shirt. Is this camera working, or do I need to click something, or?
Yes, but something that has some sleeves and maybe even a collar would be nice.
What for? I'm just here in my room by myself.
Yes, but you'll be meeting with Dr. Briggs. I can assure you that your attire will matter in how she evaluates you.
You're saying I should wear a nice shirt?
Yes. I know it may seem foreign to you, but Dr. Briggs should be treated with respect.
Hey, that big guy, what's his name?
I haven't even met her. How could I have disrespected her?
Serensky, Selecki.
Just put on a better shirt, Mr. Stamp. It's Zelensky, Mr. Curry.
Well, whatever his name is, he's not wearing a mask. Did you know that?
Yes.
Well, shouldn't he be wearing a mask? I thought every time we left our rooms, we're supposed to wear a
Yes,
mask.
he's supposed to be wearing a mask, Mr. Curry.
No, he's not.
Oh, so Mr. Tenenbaum, I see that you were able to get in. So did Mr. Zelensky help you?
Yes. Hey, isn't Zelensky supposed to be wearing a mask when he's not in his
There
room?
you go. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Mr. Tenenbaum, he's supposed to be wearing a mask, but he just wanted to get you online as quickly as possible. I'm sure in the future he'll make sure to wear his mask when he is outside of his room.
Well, I should hope so.
Incidentally, Mr. Tenenbaum, you can take off your mask now.
Out of that disease-ridden rat hole only so that I could catch the virus while I'm in here. I mean, wouldn't that be the shits meow?
Mr. Tenenbaum, will you please take off your mask?
No way, man. I don't know this place. I don't know who's been here. I don't know what disease-ridden goons have been breathing on everything, touching everything. No, I am not going to catch a death sentence just because some inmate didn't have...
Ass wipe.
Hey, where's your
Fuck
mask?
up. Shut
You're
the
not
fuck
wearing a
up.
mask.
If you're so concerned about germs being spread around here, then stop polluting the air with your bullshit. And take off the mask like she said. Not that anyone wants to look at your ugly fucking face.
Mr. Zelensky,
What? I mean, I fucking helped the guy get in the meeting. He wouldn't have known how. Because unlike some of us who might have ventured in the computer lab when it was open, he was probably jagging off under the blankets in his cell.
Hey,
and
hey.
here's the fucking goal to talk shit about me. Really?
Hey, you know what? I wasn't jagging off, and you know that. And you're always trying to play that stupid joke. You tell everybody that. That's not true. And I wasn't talking shit about you. Okay? I was talking shit about this whole process.
Well, just shut up anyway. The sooner we get this done, the better.
all right! All right, gentlemen. I am letting Dr. Briggs know that you're ready for the meeting.
Hey, any tips you can give us before she gets here?
Mr. Stamp, if you would please stop eating your whatever it is you're eating.
What is this, grade school?
Just do as she says, man.
Who are you, the hall monitor?
What are you, a fucking squirrel?
All right. Dr. Briggs will be joining you soon.
Like I just asked you, is there any tips you can give us before she gets here?
Good luck.
Have you finally got all the cats in the corral, Carolyn?
Yes, Dr. Briggs.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My God, What a motley crew. It is here where I usually utter some kind of joke. You know, like, look who they're letting out of prison. You know, in the manner of, there goes the neighborhood, but it wouldn't be funny. Not funny at all, for it's all true as the punchline would be missed. Something funny.
Well, it's just that, no, nothing at all.
I mean, I just got through saying how something isn't funny, and you respond as if it were. How absolutely absurd is that?
I'm sorry, it wasn't funny.
So you laugh when something isn't funny.
No,
Then why are you laughing?
I'm no longer laughing.
Why did you laugh then? You still haven't answered my question.
All right, I thought it was funny. I guess it wasn't.
I guess you're right. Thank you, Carolyn, for setting up this meeting. I'm sure you must have had more enjoyable things to do, a root canal perhaps, so I greatly appreciate your efforts.
Thank you, Dr. Briggs. Will there be anything further you want me to do at this time?
No, thank you, Carolyn. You may leave. My name is Dr. Joan Briggs, and I'll be conducting this session today. As you know, you are part of a group of prisoners who were transferred out to the halfway house that you're staying at now as a health precaution, given the significant uprise of COVID-19 cases back at the prison. Now, while the overall plan was to keep you here until it was safe enough for you to return to your cells, the upper echelon in the Department of Corrections, in all their great wisdom, has come up with this amazing plan to possibly release you early altogether. I tell you, they've got some real brain surgeons there. So the purpose of our review today is for me to give an overall report as to whether or not you should be granted parole, given that each of you are in the final 10% of your overall sentence and have displayed reasonable forms of good behavior. Or so it says. It is here that I'd like to offer a word of advice, patterned off of those famous words that I'm sure you are all very familiar with. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be held against you and used against you in a court of law. Blah, 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 blah. Your Miranda rights. You remember those, right? Except that these are my rights. And my rights state that I seek your honest answers, and you will provide them to me. Just that. Pure, unadulterated honesty. Nothing more. Merely agreeing with me or remaining silent will not cut it. Don't take this seriously. You think that this is some kind of bothersome nuisance, or you actively defy me when I ask you to say, do, or explain something. Things will not go well, gentlemen. Trust me on this. Do we all understand each other? Good. So, let's begin. Who is Reginald Solinsky?
Right here.
Yes.
No, you asked who is Reginald Solinsky? That's me.
Yes.
Well, what do you want?
I asked you who you were.
Yeah, that's me.
No, I didn't ask your name. I asked who you were, as in, who are you? Who? Huh?
I think she wants you to
Did I
talk
address you?
about the. No.
Then why do you talk?
Why? I was just trying to.
I don't
help
care what you were trying to do.
Oh, God.
What did you say? Smiley Man, something on your mind?
Don't look at me, ma'am. I wasn't saying anything.
Well, you're saying something now, and I don't like the term ma'am. Don't use it.
I was just trying to be respectful, man. I was just trying to be respectful.
Well, I think ma'am is no longer respectful. It is a reference to the time of chivalry, which no longer exists. Chivalry no longer exists. Wouldn't you agree, Reginald? About chivalry. Does it exist?
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, when I was married, you know,
Really mean? Does anybody know what it really means, how chivalry originated? I thought not. Why in the world would any of you have a clue? Chivalry was an informal code of conduct which was developed between the 12th and the 13th centuries. It comes from the medieval period of Christian knights. Is anyone familiar with that? Ever read Chaucer? Have you ever heard of King Arthur? Of course not. What am I thinking? I'm addressing a group whose reading habits probably doesn't rise above Popular Mechanics or Playboy. Anyways, chivalry, or the code of chivalry, was a moral system which combined warrior ethos, knightly piety, and courtly matters, all combined to create a order of honor and nobility. But somehow, over time, the term became associated with how men behave with women, how they open doors for them or pull out their chair, bring flowers when asking them out, lay their coats over muddy puddles as to not soil their pretty dresses, and to defend their honor against the likes of heathens, like yourselves. Basically, to put a woman on a pedestal. So, Reginald, have you ever placed a woman up high on a pedestal without looking up her dress?
well, I don't know if you could call it that, but I treated women with respect and dignity.
Did you now? Oh. Did you notice that I just laughed? Smiley Man, I said, did you notice?
Yes.
Good, because you see, I can laugh. I like my laugh. I don't like yours.
Whatever.
No, not whatever. I want you to know that I do not appreciate your jocular attitude.
What the hell did I do?
What is your name, Smiley Man? Are you Riley?
I'm Donald Curry.
Donald! Starting your vacation there early, Donald, huh? See that you're getting some sun.
What? Oh, that's the lighting. They put some orange light bulbs up there. I have to fill out a maintenance request form.
Donald Curry. The one that likes little girls.
What the hell is this? I mean, where the hell are you going with this?
You better stay in your lane, Donald. There are rules to follow.
Oh, yeah? What kind of rule? I don't see no rules being applied here.
Yes, there is.
Oh, really? And what rules are you following?
Well, it's not so much what I'm following. It's the rule that what I do is right. What I do is righteous. Huh? Why did you say that, Donald?
Bitch, you crazy.
Bitch. In a situation, Donald, where my rules are law, what in the world is calling me a bitch gonna do for you? Do you like racing, Donald? NASCAR, Formula One, IndyCar? Well, I do. Thing is, they got these rules for coming out of the pits. You exit too fast or even enter too fast, and they will give you a speeding penalty. I mean, you could be leading the race, and they give you a speeding penalty. Oh, they'll put you back in the rear, dead last. Is that fair? I mean, what's fair, right? There's 500 miles, and you are leading at 490, and you go over the speed limits coming into the pits by 1 mile per hour, and they put you in the rear, dead last. What do you think the analogy is, Donald? You better slow down, Donald, or you might find yourself back in the inside, dead last, and you're going to have to claw your way out, all the way out to the front. Now, you wouldn't want that now, would you? Reginald, you treating women with respect. How preposterous is that? You were convicted for raping a woman.
That is not true.
Oh, come on. Not true? What are you talking about? You pleaded guilty at the trial.
No, it was because my attorney told me to.
Of course he did. Because you did it. And he was trying to lessen the length of your sentence, appeal to the good graces of the judge.
That woman was my wife.
Your ex-wife?
My ex, yes. But what went down was nothing like how she testified.
You're saying she lied?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. How terrible then. But you should have told the judge. Fact is, you raped her. When you came over and you saw her with another man, you beat that man up, and then you proceeded to force yourself on her.
That is not true. That's not true at all.
Oh my God, Reginald, this isn't the courts. I'm not trying you all over again. You pleaded guilty. You did your time. Now the question is, have you learned anything from it? Huh? Do you feel remorse?
Of course I have remorse.
Oh yeah? Remorse for what?
What are you talking about?
I asked you a direct question. Are you remorseful for having did it?
I'm remorseful for having gone over.
You are a thick, pathetic excuse of a human, Reginald. You are sorry you went over, but you did go over. In spite of a TRO, you went over. You got enraged when you found your wife with another man, and you proceeded to beat him to a pulp. And then while he's laying in a pool of his own blood, you take your ex into the bedroom and you proceed to have your way with her for hours. I mean, the guy is unconscious in the next room, and you're satisfying what, huh? Teach your ex a lesson?
That's not how it went down.
It's always the case, isn't it, Reginald? I mean, it's never your fault. Never, because you did the crime and you did the time. You disgust me, Reginald. You are as physically big in size as you are small in the mind.
I wasn't gonna do anything, but then he came out and he got aggressive with me. He wanted to.
Just save it. How about you, Bert?
Who, me?
Yes, that's you, isn't it? I mean, there isn't another Bert here.
Okay. So what is this? What's the process? I mean, is this like AA? I mean, not that I've been to AA, but I understand that you're supposed to start by getting up and saying that you're an alcoholic. Is that what this is?
No, but say it was. What would you say?
But I'm not an alcoholic.
No, but if you had to admit to anything, what would it be?
Well, what would that be? Well, I guess I was guilty of solicitation.
What do you mean?
You know,
You tried to pick up a hooker.
Mr. Kirimitsu here was picked up for offering a female undercover officer $1,000.
$1,000? Is that what she was asking?
she just asked me how much I had.
And you had $1,000?
In cash? Let me ask you this. How often did you ever do this?
Never. It was my first time. I had no idea what it would cost.
Yeah, well, where the hell were you, man?
Bert was on Diamond Street.
Diamond Street? With $1,000? Let me tell you something. Diamond Street is not where you pay $1,000. You never have to pay that kind of money on Diamond Street. Diamond Street is where you bought it for something under $50.
Didn't know.
$1,000 is what you spend when you got a penthouse suite in Vegas and you order from room service.
All right, so you cruised the red light district, and then what happened?
I passed some girls on the corner. One called out to me. Called me Blue Man.
Blue Man.
Yeah, I was driving my light blue Cadillac. So I stop. She comes over to the window, and before you know it, she's opening the door. She's getting in the car. We're talking business. She asked me how much I had, and I told her.
Jesus. You needed some kind of mentor.
She said she needed to see the money.
So you showed her.
Yeah.
Then what?
Well, then after I agreed to what she said she would do,
Oh, I'd like to hear what that was.
she pulls out her badge and tells me I'm under arrest.
Jesus Christ. I mean, talk about rotten luck. It's like going to Vegas the first time, pulling the slot machine and getting a jackpot, only in reverse.
Let me get this straight. You paid $1,000 for some booty. You didn't get any. You got busted and put in prison. Oh, wait a minute. Did you ever get your money back?
Of course not.
No.
On top of all that, you lost $1,000? Rotten luck. Shit. This has to be the Titanic of rotten luck.
So how much time did you do, man?
Been in 6 months.
Damn.
Now, see, this is what I want to talk about. The inequalities of the American justice system. The only thing this man is guilty of is wanting to screw, and the system screws him.
No, we get back to chivalry. Bert, do you believe in chivalry?
Well, I know you're going to debate me on this, so
Actually, you have no idea what I'm going to say, so don't pretend like you do. Couching what you say does nothing for what you say. Does that make sense?
Actually, I have no idea. But I had never, ever done anything wrong in my life before that night. I mean, I never stole anything. I never lied. I never copied anybody when I took a test. When I was 23, I traded in an old Chevelle that I was driving for a newer used car. They gave me $1,000 off on the trade-in. But before I took it down, my father told me that I should keep the tires and the battery since they were basically new. I told him I didn't feel right about doing that. I mean, to me, that was part of the car they agreed to take in. Well, my dad said, they wouldn't miss them. So after I took them off, I took the car down. Later, I get a call from the car dealership saying that the deal is off because they noticed that the tires are now near bald. Well, I tell my father, and he'd already switched out the tires. And he says, hey, just give them $100. They'll be happy.
Wait, $100 for 4 tires?
Yeah.
When was this? The 1800s?
Yeah, laugh it up. Anyway, I take the car down. I explain to the dealer that my father had already switched out the tires and here's $200 to buy new ones.
Wait, I thought you said he gave you $100.
He did. I added 100 plus 50 more for the new battery that they weren't even aware that we had switched to. You see, it was about my reputation, you know? I mean, I had never done anything close to being illegal or even unethical before. And the idea of anyone thinking of me otherwise really bothered me.
So what'd the dealer say?
Oh, he came out, shook my hand, and said he was glad to meet an honest man.
Is there a point in the foreseeable future here?
The point is, I had never done anything remotely wrong until that night.
So you went from Eagle Scout to chasing some professional tail? That's sure a far stretch. But honestly, it ain't that bad. You didn't become a terrorist.
So the fact that you hadn't done anything wrong up until this point, does that lessen the gravity of what you did?
What did I do? I made one mistake and the judge throws the book at me. I mean, I knew guys who were in for grand theft auto who did less time than me. I get 8 months for driving down the red light district, picking up a woman who I thought was a sex worker and paying her for something that I never got.
Whoa, wait a minute. You mean you gave her the money before you guys even did anything?
Yeah.
Why the hell would you do that? This ain't no fast food restaurant. You don't have to pay before you...
Hey,
I didn't know, okay? I mean, she said that I had to pay in advance. So I asked her how much. She said, well, how much do you have? And I said, $1,000. And she said, that'll do.
Man, like I said, you needed an agent.
Hey, why did you bring so much money?
I didn't know what it was going to cost. Know what I mean? I mean, let's say I get down there and after it's all over, she tells me how much and I don't have enough. Know what I mean?
Yeah. So just volunteer everything you got right up front.
Well, she asked. Yeah, okay, that's on me. I don't know the protocol.
See, if I was your attorney, that's what I would have told the judge. Have leniency on this man, for it's clear this was his first time. Because nobody who knows anything about paying for sex would be as dumb to do what you did.
My attorney did say that.
And it didn't matter?
I'm here, aren't I?
Well, who was the judge?
Carol Strayhorn.
There you go. Hell hath no fury like a female judge presiding over a man who disrespects a woman.
I didn't disrespect that woman. I didn't do anything to that woman.
Well, you would never convince the judge of that. Soliciting a prostitute is essentially buying into the male as sexist abuser mentality.
The woman was selling herself to me. Or so I thought.
No. You just don't get it, Bert. You know, it's not so much that the times have changed, as much as it is that the times have finally awoken to what's really going on. Now, in the past, maybe, these ladies of the night might have been considered the moral equivalent of pond scum. But when you try to pick up a prostitute, you are essentially condoning the sex trafficking trade, which a great majority of these women have become entrapped into, basically abject slavery, where they're forced to ply their trade under the threat of violence or drug dependency, keeping them in their place.
Now, wait a minute. Nobody's contending they're not. Now, don't get me wrong. It's because the times have changed that the attitudes towards the sex trade have changed to where the participants are viewed as victims. And this man Bert here is forced to pay the penalty. 20 years ago, he might have got a warning or paid a fine. Instead, he's spending an inordinate amount of time behind bars, relatively speaking, because now society views the prostitute as a victim rather than as a simple immoral transgression. That's what I'm talking about. The inequities of the American justice system.
Well, that is a very eloquent argument. And from a predominantly male perspective, and entirely sexist, I may add.
Well, there you go.
Anyway, be that as it may, how do you feel right now about the entire situation, Bert?
I regret the whole incident.
You regret the whole incident because you got caught, right?
I regret it because it ruined my life.
Oh, it's always about the me with you, Bert.
What do you mean?
Well, you don't feel sorry for considering that woman, or any woman, to be what? A vessel for your carnal desire? I mean, you don't feel sorry for her. You only feel sorry for what this incident did to you.
She was a fucking cop. What the hell are you talking about?
No. You just don't get it, Bert.
Wait, what are you writing?
Nothing. Just some observations I have.
And who gets to see those notes?
Suffice to say, they are provided to the parole board.
Oh, wait. You can't. Look, what I did just now was to voice a bit of frustration, which I think is entirely acceptable in light of the fact that the only thing I'm guilty of is making one mistake.
One mistake. What if that one mistake had you killing someone, huh?
What?
What if that night had it been a real prostitute? What if something went wrong? You didn't think she was worth the money, for which you brought $1,000 with you. What if you got angry and one thing led to another and you ended up strangling her? What then? Would that one mistake mean, as per your logic, that you should not be held accountable for your actions?
What the fuck are you talking about? There's a big difference between killing someone and merely propositioning them for sex.
Now, just consider the possibility, Bert. What if you went off on that cop, huh? What if you became like Reginald here, where you lose yourself in a blind rage and almost beat a man to death?
That is not the whole story.
What the hell are you talking about?
You are an excuse-laden, pitiful joke of a man, Bert. You can't see that getting caught was the best thing that could have happened to you. You should get down on your knees and pray to the God you worship for saving your life from wasting it any more than you've already done. Riley Tannenbaum. Is that you? So, you've heard these other two. You've heard their litany of excuses. So what say you? How do you rationalize kidnapping a woman and holding her captive for a 2-week trip in which you terrorize her by telling her that you're going to burn her family house down and kill everyone in it if she doesn't do exactly what you tell her to do? Let's hear it. Let's hear how you rationalize this one.
I had a drug problem back then.
It was the drugs, you say?
It was then.
Did you know the girl?
Yeah, I knew her in passing.
What the hell does that mean? You passed her on the street, you passed her, you found her attractive, you had to have her, and so you kidnap her, and then you drive across the country.
Okay, we work together at Radio Shack.
Why the hell didn't you just say that you worked together then?
I don't know, like most people, I guess I don't do everything that's logical.
I'll say. What possesses a man to do what you did? I mean, where were you going? What did you expect the outcome would be?
Like I said, it was the drugs. I wasn't in my right mind.
Well, how do we know that you won't go back to the drugs then?
Wow, I have been in prison for 16 years. I think it's pretty safe to say that I've kicked the habit.
Well, how do we know it was the drugs, though, huh? I mean, how do we know that it wasn't just you? And you just don't always think clearly. Did you know that, what was the woman's name?
Tracy.
Tracy. Did you know that Tracy still suffers from post-traumatic stress?
Yeah, I got wind of that.
Now, she's never been able to hold down a job for more than a few years. And any time she gets close to a man, any sense of establishing a relationship, she's withdrawn herself.
Hey, maybe you should look her up. What? I'm just saying. He's got a lot of guilt. She's got a lot of trauma. Maybe it just takes him reaching out to bring her peace.
Well, and you should know, shouldn't you, Mr. Connor Stamp? Because you almost beat your girlfriend to death.
Yeah. And it was all my fault.
You believe that?
Absolutely.
So, is your advice for Riley one that you thought of for yourself?
Every day. But my situation's different. Joanne already has somebody else, even married the guy. She doesn't ever want to see me again. No way. No way.
Yeah, but I am asking you, would you go and see her if you could, if it were possible? You loved her, didn't you?
Yeah.
Explain this to me, this phenomenon, Connor. I mean, how do you love someone and come close to killing her? It might seem natural to you, but trust me, the two are rather incongruous to each other.
She told me she wanted to break things off.
Unbelievable. Did you hear that, gentlemen? Is it possibly a familiar refrain? I mean, do you hear yourselves in there? She wants to break it off with him. So Connor here, in turns, breaks her face into pieces. What is it with you men? Do you see a pattern? So the women in your lives, or at least those that you think are in your lives, they find you to be what? Controlling? Yeah, I'd say that's a universal trait for sure. And how about violent? Judging from the bodies left in your wake, yeah, I'd say so.
Hold on. I don't want to interrupt your train of thought there, Doc, but me and Ernie here, we...
Bert?
Me and Ernie, me and Bert, we didn't do time for the kind of things these guys did.
Well, Donald, you're the first to throw the others under the bus.
No, I'm not. We ain't riding the same bus. I mean, me and Ernie, me and Bert ain't got nothing in common with these guys.
Okay.
No offense, fellas, and I don't mean no disrespect. It's just that she keeps lumping us all in the same boat. You know, we ain't in the same boat. I mean, me and Bert, well, hell, Bert, you can talk for yourself. I don't know why I'm defending you anyway. Shit, I just met you. Only thing I know about you is that sorry ass story you told. No offense. But just let me say that I'm not in the same boat as these other guys. I never forced no woman to my knees. I never raised a hand to no woman. I never raped a woman. Not like some other people. Now, boys, I'm not trying to say you all are evil. No, on the contrary. We're all sinners in the Lord's eyes. And I'm not saying I'm holier than thou, but I didn't rape anybody. My conviction was for statutory rape.
So we award you the Medal of Honor.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Look, I know what I did was wrong. But see, I don't have violent tendencies. I don't have no anger management issues. I suffer from being a full-blooded, fully testosterone man with biological desires. That's all. That's all I'm guilty of.
It says here that you were convicted for having sex with minors.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, yes, Doc. That's what statutory rape means. I don't deny that. But the way I was portrayed in court, you would think I was going from house to house at night and snatching babies from their cribs and having my way with them.
Well, it says that these girls that you were convicted of statutorily raping were 13 and 15.
Now, I know you don't want to hear it this way, but it's the goddamn truth, all right? Those girls did not look 13 and 15. I can assure you with that.
Does the statute say that they merely need to look as if they're of age?
No, of course not. But these girls, they approached me at the truck stop.
You were a trucker.
Well, I was. And these girls went from truck to truck. So, just so you know, because Bert always talks about how he was set up.
Bert was not set up.
No, what I mean is he just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. So, Bert, I know you're pissed at having to spend 6 months behind bars, basically forgetting and doing nothing. I've been serving 7 years now. Also, for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. See these girls, they don't look their age. They got makeup on, their shorts are piled up, they're picked up high, and their bodies. Whew. No teenagers that you know would have that kind of body. Still, I have the presence of mind to ask. I asked one of them, I said, "Girl, how old are you?" And she said, "I'm 18, sir." And that kind of comforted me, Because at least you didn't say she was 24 or 25, because that would be a bit much. Besides, if she looked that old, I wouldn't be asking. And this girl, she really looked like she was 18. So I said, okay. I asked the other one, and she said she's 18 too. Now, she looked kind of young, but no sooner do I ask than these girls are all over me. I mean, what's a man to do?
So we're hearing a recurring theme. It's not my fault. Huh. Only Connor here seems to admit that he was at fault. You are having sex with girls that could be your daughters. You don't see the bad in that.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying it crossed my mind. But out there in the dark of a parking lot, of a truck stop next to the interstate, in the cab of my truck, I ain't checking for no birth certificates.
It says here that the girls say that they knew you for over a year.
Yeah, that's right.
And how many times did you go to that truck stop over the course of a normal week, a month, a year?
I'd stop there, I guess, 4 times a week, which is, 16 times a month? Oh, hell, you could do the math.
So in all that time, you never bothered to. I mean, it never occurred to you that they might be slightly exaggerating their ages.
Like I said, I made mistakes, okay? But those girls were with me willingly. I didn't put no gun to their head.
But you paid them.
Well, of course, these girls are nice, but they ain't stupid.
You are no different. You're the same. You're cut from the same cloth.
How do you figure that? I didn't hurt those girls.
But you used them.
Look, they came to me. I wasn't out there fishing for them.
Yeah, but you're sitting in your truck for a reason. You're not waiting for a car wash. You're scum, Donald. And as your conviction was with minors, you are worse than scum. You are a perversion. And what's the worst of it? You don't even know you're perverted.
What are you doing?
That's for me to know and you not to.
Well, what the hell is this? I mean, why are you doing this? What's the outcome?
She already said.
What did she already say?
She's evaluating whether or not we're ready to rejoin society right now.
And we're not?
Oh, she didn't say that.
Well, she's not giving us any encouraging words either.
I want to get back to Connor if he's done stuffing his mouth. Explain this to me, Connor, if it's remotely possible. How do you love Joanne Parson and proceed to beat her until the bones in her face shatter into pieces? When's the last time you saw her?
Physically saw her?
Yes, of course. What else?
It was at my trial. She came in with her face all bandaged up, except for her right eye.
Of course, because she lost her left eye.
God.
So tell me, Connor, what kind of beast are you that you could do this to anyone, let alone the woman you love the best? Or at least you say you do. What kind of animal are you?
Enough!
Oh, what do we have here? Birds of a feather, is it?
He knows what he did was wrong. You don't have to brutalize him.
You know, you always getting on him about feeding his face. But what are you doing?
Oh, Donald, you better shut up and stay in your lane. Brutalizing him. You say what I do to him is brutalizing? Oh, come on, Riley. You sick excuse of a man. Brutalizing is what this fiend did to his girlfriend. Did you know that she is blind in one eye? She suffers from constant migraines. She has blurry vision in her so-called good eye. She's lost all sense of smell and therefore taste because when Connor here struck her some 15 times, he broke her nose into 4 different places. I mean, it was a literal slab of meat, the doctor said. And you are begging for mercy for this demon?
Jeez, Doug, he's not a demon anymore.
Look at what we have here. A flock of humanitarians now all sticking up for their fellow dirtbag. Do you know what this asshole did after he beat his girlfriend to a pulp? He went and had sex with her. I mean, can you imagine?
That's not true.
You wouldn't know the truth if it stood up and punched you in the face. Which if there is a God in heaven, he will do so mercilessly some 15 fucking times.
I swear I didn't, okay? I swear to you, I didn't have sex with her after I hit her.
Really? That's not what the court transcripts say.
Because that's what she said, but I swear I didn't.
Now, why would she say it if it weren't true?
Because she hated me, was probably terrified of me, maybe completely confused to the timeline of things that had gone down, given what I had done to her.
Why did you do it?
We were having troubles, and I had,
You had hit her before, didn't you?
yes,
You had a history of taking a hand to her.
yes,
And like so many of these sad, poor dreamers, because that's what these women are, they're dreamers, like they all do, they take you back. And so she took you back, believing the other crap that flows out of your mouth like a broken sewer line. Baby, oh, I'm so sorry. Please, please don't leave me. I don't know what I'm going to do without you. I'll change, I promise you. And it works all the time. And so Joanne took you back. And it was good for a while, until she suggested that instead of spending all of your time with your drunken buddies, that maybe you and her could just take in a movie now and again. Does that sound familiar, Connor? You're all the same. Same telling lies, lines. So what happened?
I had been out drinking. She didn't wait up for me. I got home, went to the bedroom. We had an argument, but I smoothed things over and we made love. We showered. We were all lovey-dovey, so everything seemed cool, but when we got back in bed, she said that she wanted to break up with me and that this time is for real. I was pleading with her for another chance, but she said she was done. She got out of bed and started to pack. I went to her, not to hit her, but to hold her, to tell her I was sorry. But when I held her, she wanted to break away. I just held on. I kept telling her, baby, please don't do this. But she wouldn't have anything to do with me. She broke away, and when I went for her, she slapped me. We stood there looking at each other like, and she had this look on her face like, get the fuck out of here. And I got mad. I told her that she didn't want to do this, and she said she did. We went back and forth, and when I went to hold her again, she slapped me again and again and told me to leave.
And that set you off.
Yeah, I hit her and she fell. I just got on top of her and kept hitting her. Yeah, I couldn't stop, when I finally did, I couldn't believe what I saw. It didn't seem real. When I realized how bad it was, I called 911.
Oh, well, the dispatch operator said that you called for an ambulance to come for your girlfriend before you killed her. Did you say that?
Yeah, I don't know. It was something like that. I thought I already had killed her, and maybe they could bring her back to life.
What do you wish for, Connor?
I wish I could go back in time to that moment and eliminate that 10 seconds of my life. That's all it took. 10 fucking seconds and my life was totally changed.
Your life. We continue this trend of hopeless men who can't see past their own blights of sorrow. Everything is about them. You self-righteous bastard. You wish for 10 seconds back so your life can go back to the way it was. What about the way Joanne was?
That's what I mean.
Like hell. Joanne Parson ended up looking like Quasimodo when you were through with your precious 10 seconds. And let's not kid ourselves. If you would have gotten those 10 seconds back, it wouldn't have stopped you from having another 10 seconds a month later or the month after, and it wouldn't have changed you. You would still be the same abusive cretin that you always were and you continue to be. You disgust me, Connor. Connor Stamp, you turn that video on right now, or your ass is going back inside and you will never see the light of day again. Do you understand me? And what's the worst is you sit here, this groveling mess, this brooding man who is haunted by his past, overwhelmed by guilt to such a degree that he can't even look me in the eye. And yet, if you would have had some of these feelings that night, just for a moment, just for maybe even 10 seconds, then maybe you wouldn't have turned into the maniacal monster who did such heinous damage. And now, you are on the precipice of being free. And how ridiculous is that? What freedom does Joanne have, huh? Freedom from pain? No. Freedom from anxiety, knowing that one day you may once again cross her path. No. She remains a victim for the most severe fact of all. You continue to exist, Connor Stamp. You gotta put a bullet through your head. Do us all a favor. God help her. God help us all. All right, well, why don't we just take a 5-minute break so Connor here can get his shit together? We'll reconvene then. We've discussed the what. Now, I would like to venture into the why. Who would like to volunteer? Reginald! We haven't heard from you in a while. So why don't you start?
Why I did what I did?
That's a terrific guess.
I only went back to the house because she said she wanted Kippy back.
And who's Kippy?
Kippy is our dog, a Jack Russell Terrier. Well, was our dog. She died, I learned, when I was doing my time.
But there was a TRO against you.
Yeah, I understood that.
Yet you went over. I mean, couldn't you have found a mutual friend who could have dropped the dog off and walked the dog to your wife?
We were trying that, but I couldn't come up with a time to meet that person. And when she was available, I was busy. When I was available, she was at work. It just wasn't working.
I suppose you tried for weeks.
No.
I mean, you couldn't have just given up after a few cases of phone tag now, could you?
Look, the time it takes to figure out when to meet up, I could just get to the house and drop Kippy off.
In spite of a TRO. Beautiful. No one can accuse you of having brains, Reginald. no doubt there.
It could have been so easy. I get to the house, I park the truck, I call her on the cell, I tell her I'm outside. I just want to get Kippy to her.
And what happens next?
I see her peek out from the drapes, and her words are coming through my cell phone. You're not supposed to be here. I could call the cops. I'm gonna call the cops.
But why didn't you just get the hell out of there, Reginald? What possessed you to stay and cause a scene?
She wanted the fucking goddamn dog.
So hire somebody off of Craigslist, for God's sake, to walk the friggin' dog to the door. Why couldn't you just do that? Admit it, Reginald. Your need for expediency just to get the drop done was just another excuse. It provided you with a reason to go over and to possibly meet up with your ex and to say you're sorry, like all of you sorry losers are. And then to make the pitch, to say, honey, I know I've been bad. I know what I did was wrong. How ridiculous, Reginald. I mean, if you want to put an ounce of the energy that you expended into concocting your pathetic pleas for mercy, into actually acting like the compassionate man you're supposed to be, we wouldn't be sitting here today, would we?
No.
No, we wouldn't. It's all on you, Reginald. Everything's on you. So what happened?
I was trying to explain to her on the cell. All she had to do was come out, and I would hand Kippy over to her. That's all.
Of course, as we just discussed, that wouldn't have been all. But go ahead, proceed.
So at that point, she disappears from the drapes. So I'm thinking she's going to come out. So I get out of my truck, I grab Kippy, I go to the front door, but instead of her coming out, it's this guy she's been seeing. And he's holding my baseball bat. I used to play softball with my work gang. He's pointing it at me saying, you better get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of my house? He's threatening me? So I put Kippy down. She runs around him into the house.
Ah! Well, excellent. Mission accomplished, you moron. Why didn't you just turn around and leave?
Are you freaking kidding me? That guy is on my property.
It is not your property anymore, you idiot. Not with the TRO against you.
I couldn't leave, okay? I step up to him, and he's no longer pointing the bat. He's got it cocked and ready to swing. And he's saying, you better leave or I'm going to hit you. So I press on. He's not going to hit me. I can tell. Men know. And he knows. He hits me, he's a dead man. So he backs up, makes like he's going to swing, but he doesn't. So I give him a swift kick to the back of the left thigh, and it hurts him. I know because I see him stumble. He's trying to make like it didn't hurt. So he fakes another swing. I move in and hit him in the same spot again. Boom. That's it. Down. He stumbles to the ground. So I grab the bat from him. He's pleading like a little bitch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what I told him?
Well, let me guess. Sorry, my ass?
You got it.
So he's immobilized. You've proven yourself the stronger man. So why don't you just turn around, Reginald? Why don't you just leave him?
No. This man insulted me, and he has the audacity to threaten me on my property. He's going to pay.
It says that you left him with 3 broken ribs, 2 black eyes, a broken jawbone, a busted out eardrum, and a severe contusion on his in the back of his left thigh. So I just don't get it. You've disarmed him outside. How is it the police found him passed out in your living room?
Because I dragged his sorry ass back in the house and dropped him on the floor to show Grace what I did to him.
Did Grace see you bring him in?
I don't know. She went into the bedroom and locked the door when I got in there.
So what happened next? Huh. Well, what am I detecting here? Do you have a brain freeze, Reginald? I mean, you couldn't have just had a sudden lapse into self-consciousness. Now, could you?
Look, I'm not proud of what I did.
Oh, wow. You know, that is the understatement of the year. Are you daft? You saying that makes you even out to be more stupid than the Neanderthal you obviously are. Of course you can't be proud of what you did because the concept doesn't exist, you moron. Well, why don't you just admit that you planned it from the start, that your actions were premeditated?
It was not. All I was going to do was drop off Kippy, hand her off into Grace's hands, and that would have been it.
Wow. You know, you astound me, Reginald. Your penchants for bold-faced lies grow with each waking second.
I'm not lying.
You lie even now. Come on, face it. Do you really expect me to believe that had Grace temporarily lost her mind and made the choice to come out rather than send her boyfriend at you, that you would have just given over the little pooch and be off with it? Are you seriously going to say that?
No.
Finally, a word of honesty from you. So tell me, what would you have done?
I would have said I was sorry. I would have told her I was a fool. And I would have told her I had made the biggest mistake of my life in losing her.
And?
That's it. That's what I would have said.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you really had me going there for a while, Reginald. That wouldn't have been it. Because you would have tried to get close to her with the mentality that if you could just hold her, that in that embrace, she would finally realize what a good man you truly are. Like some kind of magical revelation would pass through your body into hers via osmosis. And she would eventually see that you were truly sorry. And then, like the good, forgiving wife she has always been, she would once again take you back. What a joke you are, Reginald. I mean, it's the need for immediate gratification that dooms you all, isn't it? See, if impatient Reginald here would have just realized that, yes, his wife had a legitimate reason for being pissed off, then maybe, just maybe, give her some space. Then maybe he wouldn't have brought little Kippy home personally, and maybe we wouldn't be sitting here today. I mean, maybe if he would have tried to change himself rather than think he could change his wife. Well, I mean, who knows? I believe that miracles can happen. Maybe he would have attracted his wife's eye once again. Now, I know it's a fantasy, but what other options did he have?
But see, he never even got a chance to do that.
Oh, here comes the pedophile offering some excuse. Pew.
Wait a minute. I am not a pedophile. I did not abuse those girls. Those girls came to me.
You are a pedophile, Donald, with the morals of a snail.
What the hell? What do you mean by that? A snail ain't got no morals.
I think that's her point.
So then you go to the bedroom door. You find it locked, where you proceed to batter it open, and you catch Grace almost being able to leave through the window. After which you rape and beat her mercilessly. Because why? Because she really didn't understand what a misunderstood soul you really were who could never really hurt her?
I was a different man. I went nuts when that guy came after me with the bat. It just was a rage I couldn't control.
You are a pitiful, weak man. Reginald, I mean, you're strong as an ox, but you're a weakling, emotionally and mentally. And that is your why. At your core, you are weak. I wish that man would have been a Hall of Fame slugger. I wish he would have knocked your skull out into the stratosphere. All right. Who's next to tell me about their why? Tell me, Riley. Why?
Why? Why should I tell you? You're not going to believe me. You didn't believe me when I told you before.
So we're back to the drug excuse. You know, you passed through 5 states, Riley. If you were so drugged out of your mind, you would have crashed your car sooner or later. So don't use that woeful, stupid excuse, you cluck. The drugs didn't make you kidnap that woman. They may have loosened your inhibitions. They may have introduced new fantasies. In fact, that fantasy to keep her as your traveling companion. But the drugs didn't do it, Riley. You did it. So, who's you?
My mom died the year before. We were close, you know. My dad left us when I was like 5 or so. So pretty much all my life, it was just me and her. She worked at the cannery. She'd come home and make dinner for us, and we'd have but maybe an hour and a half together. But it was the best hour and a half I knew. Afterwards, she'd clean up and shower and get ready for her next job. She worked as a cleaning woman at the professional building downtown. She always told me before she left, she'd say, "Make sure you do your homework and don't wait up for me." Of course, I hardly ever did my homework. And I always waited up for her. I'd have a cup of tea waiting for her when she got home, and we'd sit and talk for maybe another half hour before it was time to get ready to go to bed. I'd go off to my room. She'd go off to her room.
And we'd all go off to our rooms.
Yes, we'd all go off to our rooms to get ready. And then the next morning, she'd go off to work and I'd go off to school.
How long did this routine go on?
All through my schooling years, ever since I was knee-high, all the way up through 11th grade.
What about the 12th grade?
I didn't go. I got a job working that summer. I worked in construction. You know, when school rolled around, I just kept working construction.
Yeah? And how long did that last?
About a year.
I guess your mom didn't like the idea of you quitting school.
She did not. Not one bit. But I thought I was doing the right thing, you know? I thought I was helping out.
I bet she was working all those extra hours so that she could set you up with a better life.
Don't you think I know that?
Well, then why didn't you go back then?
I don't know. I was never good at school, you know? And once I left, it was like I didn't see any way I could go back.
You must have broken your mama's heart.
Christ almighty, you see the man is down. He's bleeding regret.
You think I'm beating him when he's down?
Not only are you kicking a dead horse, you're collecting its manure and tossing it on the corpse.
Huh. Well, what do you think, Riley? Huh? Am I being too tough on you? You miss your mama? I suppose you wish your mama could crawl out of her grave and give you a nice big hug and tell you that everything's gonna be all right.
Oh, Doug, are you for real?
She might even forgive you for wasting your life away after years of breaking her back, working 2 jobs just so that you could give up on her dreams because you were just too stupid.
Shut up, you bitch!
Oh, that was it, wasn't it? You were always a mama's boy. And when she left, you had no one. Were you a virgin, Riley?
Shut up! Shut up!
That was it. You had never been with a woman before. And so when you met that woman, Tracy, at the Radio Shack, somehow she took a liking to you. You know, I've read the transcripts, Riley. She used to make you lunches and bring them from home. And you liked that, didn't you? Because she reminded you of your dear old mama. So when you went over to her place and when the lights went low, while you wanted to talk, she wanted something more. Only you couldn't give it to him, huh? Because you had never done anything like that before. And then she did something when she realized what it was that set you off. She laughed. She laughed, and everything that had gone wrong in your life came sprouting up, didn't it? And so you beat her. You beat her hard, enough so that she passed out. Of course, there was a problem, wasn't there? I mean, she was bound to wake up eventually, wake up and tell the world about your inadequacies. And so you went home and you got your gun, the gun that you have used to relieve all that pent-up tension that's been bottled up your entire life. You went back to her place with your gun, and when she woke up, you took her for a ride where you didn't know where you were going. You only knew that she could never be allowed to tell the world that you had never been with a woman. That is, not until you had. And that was it, wasn't it? And once you had her, why, you liked it. So why not continue the ride, so to speak, until you could figure things out? Thank God your mother wasn't alive to see you become this lonely, pathetic human. It would have broken her heart, Riley. She would have rather have been dead. Oh, thank goodness she was.
God damn you!
Hey.
No. Spit out your death.
Take it easy.
You know what I could do? You know what I could do?
Go ahead, do so, and I'll make sure you never see the light of day ever again.
Don't say it, man. That's exactly what she wants you to do.
Talking about No, Donald, don't say it. Say it, Riley. Come on, have at me. Oh, I'm not gonna roll over and cry like helpless little Tracy. If this was not the COVID era and we were in person, rip out your larynx, Riley. I'd gouge out your eyeballs and I'd spit in the sockets until they covered your brain. Come on. Something on your mind, Ernie?
I'm thinking either you have the most unorthodox counseling methods ever, or you're fucking crazy.
That's an interesting observation. Let me just say, I'm going to keep you guessing, Ernie.
Thanks. And it's Bert, and I know you know that.
So, to put a capstone on Riley here, his why was that he was terrified. Terrified that the world would find out that he is over 30 and he had never been with a woman before. Isn't that just like the insecure little mama's boy he's always been, that he was willing to risk the prospect of years in jail, which would be, 16 when all was said and done, rather than let Tracy tell the workplace people that you had never been laid. Donald, why?
You crazy bitch. You are not going to get me to do your self-analyzing mumbo-jumbo psychosis for you. So why don't you just shoot your random shit out and I'll shout back, thank you, ma'am. May I have another?
What do you think is the root cause of your pedophilia?
God damn it, I'm not a pedophile.
What are you talking about? Of course you are. You are sexually attracted to children. Plain and simple.
Damn it, then don't you go spreading those lies.
Those girls, Hannah and Faith, they were...
Stop right there. Do you know what you're even talking about? Those girls are seasoned pros. They make a sailor blush. Hell, they made me blush.
What are you talking about? They're underaged. You strip away their makeup, their revealing dresses, and their hot pants. They're 13 and 15. They should be in their homes doing their homework.
Well, that's the point. I didn't take them out of their home. Somebody else put them out there. You can't lay that on me.
They got put there because asshole perverts like you know that they can go to that truck stop to pick up underage girls. It's because of scum like you that girls like Hannah and Faith come to be Hannah and Faith.
Look, I'm not going to take the fall for that, man. Come on. That's like saying because I smoke, I'm responsible for the whole tobacco industry killing folks. Like I'm responsible for all them cancer deaths.
You are.
Jeez. There's no winning with you, is there? You're unbeatable. You're a legend in your own mind.
No, Donald. You are a legend in your own mind. You know, you rationalize your behavior, saying that they're seasoned pros, that because they came to you, you know, it is a fact that if you visualize something and you constantly repeat it, that the brain can't tell the difference between fact or fiction. I mean, it just processes the information. It doesn't judge it. It doesn't evaluate it. It just takes it in as if it were all real. And that's what you have done, Donald. You know, in that pea-sized little brain of yours, you have spouted out the fact that because they looked of age, that because, in your opinion, they chose to do what they do, and because they came to you and because you didn't put a gun to their head when they gave you a blowjob, that you think it's all right, that it's not on you. You have spouted out this garbage so much, you actually believe this nonsense.
What the fuck are you doing? Where are you going with this?
I want you to acknowledge that you knew that those girls were way younger than they appeared to be, but you did it anyways because they came to you, you dirty piece of shit.
Yes, I knew. Yes, I knew. Of course I did. Like you didn't know that.
No, I knew. I just wasn't sure if you knew. So the question, though, still remains.
Oh, give me a break.
What happened to you to make you do such disgusting acts?
Just shut up.
You see, gentlemen, the etiology of pedophilia comes from both biological and environmental causes. Now, case studies have indicated that cerebral dysfunction is a contributing and even a primary cause to pedophilia, resulting in problems with self-control, extreme urges, and cognitive distortions. Now, many experts also believe, however, that disorders for sexual preferences emerge from childhood experiences during very critical moments in childhood. So, child sex abusers, in many cases, experienced traumatic problems in their own childhood. So, which are you, Donald?
Now you're reaching.
Is it that your brain just got off kiltered, or is it that you yourself were a victim of child abuse?
You just have to fit all the ills of man in your little Freudian box, don't you?
My bet, it's the latter.
Just shut up.
Because, you see, we're only talking about those times that you got caught, Donald. Ain't that so? There were probably other times, other urges. So when you found those girls, why, they seemed like the perfect fit for you.
Shut up.
It's called repressed memory, Donald. And by you becoming the predator, it's somehow in a, well, kind of macabre sort of way, legitimatized what happened to you. Because you see, if you did it to them, then what happened to you was okay. And so when those girls gave you a blowjob, it made all the times that you had to give one suddenly seem less traumatic. And that's what it was for you, wasn't it?
You have no idea what you're talking about.
It wasn't the gratification. It was your therapy session. It was how you dealt with the pain from your own haunted childhood, where you yourself was the victim, where you were raped over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's all understandable. Regrettable even, but it doesn't make your actions any less sorted. You know, evil and debauchery gets recycled over and over again like some kind of vicious game of pay it forward. Those men that did that to you, they were heinous losers, sick and deprived. And they made you become the sick and deprived loser that you turned out to be. So your why, Donald, was you did it to relieve your own personal hell. Huh. And you did it well.
I hate you.
That is good, Donald. You just progressed. It's always better to hate someone more than you hate yourself. Bert!
Why don't we just cut to your ending summation?
Why, you don't think your opinion matters?
I'm thinking I don't want to go through any emotional roller coasters if I don't have to.
Well, granted. But you can't discover anything until you get on the path and travel the distance.
Hey, look, I fucked up. You're talking about an Eagle Scout who made a stupid mistake.
Were you an Eagle Scout?
I was.
So did you have any homosexual encounters while in the Scouts?
What the fuck is that?
It's just a question.
Absolutely not.
I mean, why not? I mean, you have something against homosexuality?
What is wrong? What the hell kind of questioning is this? Who the fuck are you?
You still haven't answered my question.
No, I don't have anything against.
You see, this is the problem. Not just with the justice system, but this freaking world we live in.
And what is that?
That people can say and do say anything about anybody that comes out of their mouths with absolutely no consequences.
Well, I'm just asking. Because to be honest, out of everyone here, you're the only guy I can't figure out. I mean, the rest of these turds have sorted reasons for doing what they did, but you're just this average guy who had never done anything wrong in his entire life. And one night, you get up to cruise the red light district with $1,000 in your pocket, looking to do something that you had never done before. I mean, how does that happen?
I made a mistake, okay? It was the stupidest thing I ever did.
Yes, but Bert, why? I mean, what made you get up off that couch and say, I'm gonna find me a hooker?
You wouldn't understand.
Really?
I don't care how you will later come to theorize, but this is the real truth. I was at home watching TV. My wife was putting the dishes from our dinner into the kitchen sink. And of course, she had to remind me once more that I should wash them before I went to bed, which I always do. It took us 20 years to finally decide that it was okay for me to wash the dishes after I watch TV instead of right after we finish dinner. And while I have done so religiously for the following 20 years, she still has to remind me every night before we go to bed. I don't know. Sometime after I got through watching a rerun of Cheers, and before ESPN started their sports highlights, I came to the shocking realization that I was dead. Not in the physical sense, mind you, but dead on life, dead on energy, dead on any hope of escaping from this pool of sludge that I had somehow fallen into and had no idea how I was going to get out from. I don't know. Maybe it was fate communicating with me about what I had to do. I was channel surfing. And in succession, I see a channel talking about a commercial about a diamond store. And then right after that, Bruce Springsteen in the middle of singing Racing in the Streets. And next, a channel with some scantily clad women talking about calling them to have a good time. And last, some car commercial about for $1,000 down, you can drive away with a brand new Lexus.
No way.
I swear to God.
Believe him. The man's an Eagle Scout.
So there you go. In the span of a minute, I saw and heard Diamond Street have a good time, $1,000. Now, I was planning to go to Vegas with a couple of my buddies the following week. So I had already taken out $1,000 in cash. So I picked up my car keys, the envelope with the $1,000, and walked right out the door.
Wow. That is one hell of a story.
It is. And it's all non-fiction.
And so the why? You were trying to avoid a fate worse than death? Oh, the pain of late night TV.
Yeah. Go ahead, mock me. I get it. I accept it. But yeah, I think I was trying to save my life. Yeah, you could put it like that. I mean, I had to do something, right? I mean, my life had become this quagmire of sameness. The routine was completely suffocating me.
Wait. So you leave while watching a late show and you just go out and try to pick up a prostitute?
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Oh, what's the big analysis, Doc? I'm waiting for you to correct his story and tell him he's full of shit and a fuck up like the rest of us.
No, I believe him. Well, he is a fuck up, no doubt there, but at least he knows it and accepts it. So, what have you learned from all of this, Bert?
I think I'll try washing the dishes right after we eat. Maybe I'll read more late at night instead of dozing off in front of the TV. Or maybe I just won't stay up so late anymore. Crazy thoughts can enter one's mind near the witching hour. I don't know. All I know is that we're judged on the totality of our lives. Not just the fact that we were once Eagle Scouts. What matters is keeping vigilant about living a good, clean life.
In this desert of depraved insanity, an oasis of reason. Connor. Why?
There's not a day in my life, Doc, that I haven't asked myself the question you're asking me now. I can see myself. It's surreal. I'm watching myself out of my own body. I'm another person. And I'm telling me to stop. And I say that before every blow I make. And it can't stop me. It's like my dad used to tear into me when I was a kid. I'd be telling him enough already, but he wouldn't stop.
How often?
How often what?
How often would your dad tear into you?
Couldn't count. Every day? Twice a day sometimes?
When did it stop?
When he died? I was in high school, and he was driving home from work, drunk as usual. He failed to negotiate a turn, and he ended up in a ravine that was covered in underbrush. I mean, it just shut back up after he went in. They didn't find him until 4 days later when a highway patrolman noticed the skid marks on the side of the road.
And did that make you sad?
Yeah. See, because I wanted to kill him myself.
So, when Joanne hit you and you proceeded to retaliate, who were you hitting?
I know what you're going to say. You're going to say it's a capo. You're going to say that I'm covering up some sort of hidden.
Who were you hitting?
My father. All right, I was hitting my father in that crazy moment of time. I never had gotten a chance to hit him, and that's who it was. I relive it over and over. It's crazy. I know it's not him, but it was muscle memory. It was a moment I had imagined forever. When she hit me, I could see my father, and she hit me again. It just set me off. I didn't see her. I only saw the ugly face of the worst man in my life. When it was over, just seconds later, I realized what I had done. I dropped to my knees. I couldn't breathe. I had made the most horrible, the most gruesome of mistakes.
At its core, you were exacting revenge, weren't you? Revenge for years of abuse, torture, mental and emotional anguish. Revenge for being punished just for being yourself. Of course, the problem was that the target of your revenge had already left this world. What are you going to do with the rest of your life, Connor?
I have no idea. I just know that I owe it to Joanne to make amends.
Honestly, Connor, I would let it go.
After what I did to her, how can you say that?
Because, Connor, in the end, you suffer from an extraordinary guilt, and rightly so. But you trying to patch things up with Joanne is more about you finding peace of mind than it is her.
But I have to tell her how sorry I am. I have to try to help her.
No, you don't. And amazingly enough, this is part of the problem. You men, you need to realize that your good intentions mean nothing if the end result is distorted. And that's the key. What you all think you are doing, it's not being received in the same way. And that's the thing about communication. It is a two-way street.
What do I do then? What do I do to ever say that I'm sorry?
Well, write her a letter.
A letter?
Yeah. You know, those things that the world used to do before we FaceTimed, before we tweeted, texted, or even emailed. And don't do it on a Word doc either. Just get yourself a piece of paper, not some fancy card with words on it that you would never think up on your own. Just a piece of paper in which you're going to write in your own handwriting what you need to tell her. You tell her how sorry you are. And tell her that you will never bother her ever again. And then say, if she could ever find the time to find it in her heart to forgive you, well, you'll know how to finish it.
That's it? What if she never responds?
Then you move on. And you move on anyway. You know, some things just don't happen right away. And sometimes they don't happen at all. And you need to learn to accept that. But time heals all wounds, as they say. And so that till then, you do the only thing that you have control over.
And what's that?
You forgive yourself. And that goes for all of you. Before you can move into the future, you must forgive the sins of the past. I'll have you know that I'll be compiling individual reports on each of you for the parole board, which meets next week. The reports will delve into what I already knew about each of you from my research on each of your cases, as well as the revelations that we discovered in our session here today. The context of my report will be that I see no reason why the board shouldn't offer you each an immediate release. Now, please be aware that these reports are not so much a recommendation as they are a point-by-point analysis as to why I think that each of you are fit to rejoin society. Now, the board will make their final decision at their meeting next week, of which each of you will be invited and asked to meet with board members individually. Now, I suspect if you all respond positively during your respective interviews, that they will grant your formal release the following week. That is all. Carolyn, we're done here.
Well, wait a minute. I don't get it.
You don't get what?
I mean, why you?
I mean, you lay into us like a prison guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a drill sergeant at boot camp.
Yeah, like a freaking drill sergeant.
And you call us scum of the earth and make us believe we are.
Yeah?
Yeah. And after all of that, then you're going to recommend our release?
As I said, this is not so much a recommendation as, well, I'm not standing in your way, but yes, isn't that about what I said?
All right. But here's one back at you. What's your why?
When I first started out, I used to employ an entirely different approach. I was supportive. I was encouraging. And the model I used was mostly Rogerian, where I essentially mirror back the inmates' thoughts, essentially acting as their sounding board and, well, admittedly, more as their friend than their therapist. This was the general approach that I used when I counseled a 19-year-old inmate who was up for parole after serving 3 years for threatening and endangerment. To this day, I can still remember those sessions vividly, as if they were yesterday. Him giving me every excuse in the book, and me showing him great sympathy. I'd say, "You have got a second chance. What a wonderful opportunity to do good in this world." And I meant it too. You see, when I started out, I was this eternal optimist who wanted to change the world. I thought I could change the world. I gave him a glowing recommendation. 2 months after he was released to the outside world, he took up a semi-automatic rifle and broke into the little Siegel Priest School on one bright and sunny Monday morning and proceeded to massacre everyone in sight. Little girls, little boys, the staff, everyone, before killing himself.
Holy Mary, Mother of God.
Jesus.
So you see, you're not the only ones needing forgiveness. It's about discovering the why. Once you know why you have done something, then you have a fighting chance to do something about it. And that's what this has been about. You can change yourself. You can make a difference. The rest is up to you, gentlemen. No one can do it for you. I wish you all luck. I honestly do. Carolyn,
Dr. Briggs.
please render and save this meeting. I have appointments early in the morning tomorrow, followed by a 10 o'clock therapy session. So I probably won't get to writing the reports until sometime in the afternoon, maybe around 2. If you could have the video uploaded by then, I'd appreciate it.
Certainly, Dr. Briggs.
Okay, so how do we get out of this?